Hello everybody, Shadow here, and welcome back to the 100 Line, Last Defense Academy. Alright, Emo, what do we got to talk about? Before we get into our adventure at the other academy, there's something we need to report to you.
Yeah!
On our way to second to last Defense Academy, we found a blackened, mummified corpse. Huh? A blackened mummy? Faced with a shocked audience, Ema continued his matter-of-fact explanation of the events. The blackened mummy we found in the city ruins. Based on the glasses beside him and the scraps of clothes, we could tell whose remained it was. Hiroko Shizuhara, the girl who had just disappeared one day. We didn't know what her corpse was doing laying around in a place like that, but there was no doubt that it was Hiroko. Having heard this, everyone's mouths went agape and their faces turned pale. No way! Hiroko? Why? I can't believe it. She was so strong. Who could possibly have taken her down? It was probably that supreme asshole invader. Can't think of anyone else strong enough to kill someone as insanely powerful as Hiroko. But why did she run off by herself and get killed in the first place? How beyond brain dead do you need to be to do that? Are we sure she did run off? Think about it. When Hiroko vanished, we still had 2 fire extinguishers left. Yeah, that's true. Mistress Hiroko would never run away, and she'd never get snuffed out by some jabroni invader. I want to see her mummified corpse so bad. I want to know how tragic a beauty like that looks in death. Hey, does anyone want to go on a corpse viewing field trip with me? Stick to your fantasies. It's hard to believe anyone could defeat Hiroko, but if you say you saw her body, it must be true. Yeah, as much as it pains me to say, there's no mistaking it. Emo, what's the matter? Oh no, it's nothing. Allow me to continue the story. Next up is the chapter you've been waiting for, namely, what happened to us at second to last Defense Academy.
Yeah!
So yada yada, we got to the second to last Defense Academy, and something even more shocking was happening there. Ema began to tell everyone what we saw at the site of the other academy. About how the school was supposed to have been destroyed, yet was somehow whole again. And about Nigo being reconstructed by a commander with their power to turn back time. And how, in order to prevent Nigo's data from being transferred to the enemy, we wound up in a battle. Ema explained how, thanks to Nigo's second sacrifice, we managed to defeat the commander. Because of that sacrifice, we weren't able to obtain the secrets of the special defense unit the enemy had been after. Still, we did catch a certain detail from Nigo as he was being reconstructed. Something called the Exodus Project. Exodus Project? So that thing in the sky is actually the artificial satellite? And everyone from the Tokyo residential complex has already been evacuated there? Hey, I'm not following at all. Someone explain it to me like I'm 5. I'm not great with sci-fi either. Historical dramas are another story. You seem to have your time periods all mixed up, though. An artificial satellite. We've been staring at it from the school roof all this time. Right? I see. So it wasn't the moon after all. So then where's the moon? I did think it was odd that the surface was so mechanical compared to what I'd read about. Humanity really made something that gigantic? Just to evacuate everyone? Maybe they modified the moon. It's not like they had access to any other celestial bodies close enough to use. Either way, the scale of this is completely off the charts. There are no other humans left on Earth. It's just us and the invaders here. What a bunch of spineless cowards. No guts to fight down here with us? Huh? No guts to fight down here with us, huh? But the only ones who can stand against the invaders are those of us with hemoanima. We'll just have to fight in the place of everyone taking shelter up there. Everyone from the complex is waiting for us at the artificial satellite. Waiting for us to win this war. If we can protect this school, and if we can save humanity from world death, mankind will be able to live in peace again. Right. But we need to put our lives on the line to achieve that. We can't win without making sacrifices along the way. Eito? Oh, nothing. Sorry, I was just feeling conflicted with all these sudden developments. I'm panicking too. It's all gibberish to me. Anyway, that's all we learned at Second to Last Defense Academy.
Oh.
That does it for my report, but the real juicy stuff starts from here. I need to tell you what the Supreme Commander said earlier. Oh yeah, they said choose your conclusion. What does that mean? Ima, tell us. What did the Supreme Commander say?
Yeah.
Just like I said before, it's planning to launch an all-out attack on the school. It's going to be like nothing we've ever seen before, with all of the invaders' forces fully mobilized. Like nothing we've seen before?
Yeah.
It seems they couldn't fully breach us before because of our wall of fire. But they've successfully mass-produced weapons that can nullify the flames, and they're going to advance on us with a massive number of troops. A massive number of troops? Oh.
Yeah.
The Supreme Commander asserted that this school would be annihilated in that all-out attack. However, it also said it wanted to make a proposal before that happens. A proposal? If we quietly hand over whatever's inside the defense room, the commander will spare our lives. Apparently. So it's asking us to surrender? Surrender? That's right. We fight and die or live and escape. Choose your conclusion. Choose our conclusion. That's obviously a trap. I don't know what the enunciation on that was. The vocal inflection. There we go. That's the word. But why is it giving us a chance to escape? This is what the Supreme Commander said. Its goal isn't to kill us. It just wants what's in the defense room. It wants to put an end to this fruitless war. It said that killing each other like this is foolish. Fruitless war? It really said that? That thing's more sensible than I would have guessed. Screw that! You're just gullible! It also said something else. If we give up what's inside the defense room and leave this planet, the invaders will prepare a way for us to leave, so we can go back to the artificial satellite with where all our friends and family are. They'll even prepare a way for us to get out of here? But we can't just run away. Earth is our home. That's right. Deserting under enemy fire would be disgraceful. As both a warrior and a woman, I will not surrender. I still have more to tell you. It said something very curious at the end. Something curious? If we continue to fight, even if we successfully defend the school, we'll all die in the end. Huh? We'll die in the end? Why? How?
Yeah.
It seems to have something to do with whatever's in the defense room. Do the invaders know what's in there? According to the Supreme Commander, the thing we're protecting here at the school is a weapon of despair that will destroy everything. Despair? Destroy everything? That's ludicrous. The thing in there is surely something to save humanity from world death. I don't quite understand it myself. I'm just telling you what it said. We don't need to concern ourselves with the invaders' lies. Right. Ain't no way we're believing anything those assholes say. We've gotten screwed over by their dirty tricks before. But the Supreme Commander wasn't really attacking in the battle just now. What if it really does want to avoid fighting us? Yeah, maybe some of the other side are hoping for peace too. Enough foolishness. Those monsters don't have feelings like we do. Is that really true? Huh? Sorry, a roach pig like me shouldn't butt in. But I was thinking. It wasn't possible before, but now we can communicate with the invaders. We might be able to have a proper discussion with them. I'm sure that's all the prisoner wanted. Humph. I don't believe that for a second. Everyone, you can't let the invaders sway you. They're just trying to deceive us. True, but are they the only ones doing the deceiving? Huh? Eito, what do you mean? Oh, nothing. I'll stop with my conjecture. I'm really sorry. I failed to read the room and overstepped.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to draw any conclusions just yet. The Supreme Commander said it would be back later, so we just have to decide before then. How much later? In 7 days. After that, it'll come by itself to hear us out. It's coming here again? And all by itself, too. Yoshika, what day will it be 7 days from now? Today is 82, yes? Then just carry the 1. There's no 1 to carry if it's 82, but it's 87, so you would carry the 1. Today is day 87. It'll be on day 94. The Supreme Commander will bring us some means of getting to the artificial satellite as well. It's said that it will be our last chance for a peaceful resolution. If we refuse, as planned, they will launch their overwhelming assault, destroying the school and us with it. We fight and die or flee and live. And we just have a week to decide? Our answer is clear. We're the hope of all mankind. We're fighting on behalf of humanity. We can't run away. That's right. We can't run. Well, let's decide formally after we've had some time to mull it over. We still have time until day 94. Okay. After that, everyone held their tongues, not one of us making any effort to speak. We were obviously confused. We decided to talk about what to do after each of us had time to gather our thoughts. For the time being, we parted ways. I was aiming to get this done this episode. Like,
you never know when the invaders might attack.
I was aiming to get to day 100 today. But reading all the dialogue and everything, including like today and yesterday, it's kind of hitting me harder now. So I think we're going to finish out this day, which will hopefully be just a bunch of free days. And then from there, we'll stop and in a future day, at a future time, I will finish the game once I've had some time to rest. Back in my room, I lay in bed and ruminated on what I'd just heard. Even if we successfully defend the school, we'd still die in the end? Because the thing inside the defense room is a weapon of despair that will destroy everything? You've gotta be kidding. That can't be true. It's a lie. A trap. Who would ever listen to an invader anyway? I repeated this inside of my head, but the Supreme Commander's claims continued to linger at the back of my mind. I kept going over the same points again and again inside my head. And as I continued to rack my brain, I fell into a dark sleep. Okay. Day 88. Very nice. Yeah, no, I need to rest.
Up and at 'em. Get ready. Prepare to be ready to give your life.
Several years ago, I could do this. And I could do 8-hour days of recording. The problem is I've not done a good job maintaining my health since then. So some days I just get hit with it. Anyway, rambling aside, maybe it was the exhaustion from all the fighting, or maybe it was because of everything I heard the day before. But that day I felt less than great from the second I woke up. It seems like the others weren't much better off either. According to Ema, who was going around checking on everyone, we were all pretty deep in recovery mode. Afternoon had passed, we got together in the cafeteria. Alright. Inside the cafeteria, everyone wore gloomy expressions. Come on, everybody. What's with the long faces? I had so much on my mind, I couldn't really get any sleep. Same. I'm a chronic insomniac, so I'm actually having more fun than ever. You shouldn't worry about anything the enemy says. That's just what they want. Trap or not, it's the kind of thing that disturbs your soul to hear. The idea that we'll die, too, in the end, I mean. Not to mention the all-out attack that's coming. An attack like nothing we've ever seen before. Isn't there any way for us to win? Nope. Not at all. We're so totally doomed. Enough pissing and moaning. We just gotta do what we gotta do. That's right. We'll find a way. Right, Takumi? Yeah, we have to. What are all those peasants on the satellite doing while all of this is going on? You'd think they'd send us reinforcements. There's nothing they can do. You need Hemo Anima to fight the invaders. But the fate of all humanity hinges on this battle, right? I wish they'd lend us some support. Yeah, couldn't they at least reach out? If I could talk to my family, I feel like I could keep going. And I want a proper explanation on what's going on here.
Oh.
If they'd tell us what's inside the defense room, we wouldn't have to sweat what the invaders are saying. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe they think we're screwed too. That's absolutely not true. We have everybody's trust and support. Oh my god, enough already! Unable to take it any longer, Kurura slammed the table as she sprung to her feet. We're fighting for all of these people on that artificial satellite, and they're not lifting a finger for us. They can't do anything, not even offer us an explanation or a call from our families. If they really have left us here to rot, then I say screw them and screw humanity. Easy, Kurura. It's going to be okay. But it's true. If we're humanity's hope, then this shouldn't be happening. Huh? Eito, who had been silent the whole time, finally spoke, but with a downcast expression. Eito, what are you saying? I've been wondering about this since yesterday. All of humanity fled to the artificial satellite. Do they care about us anymore? Huh? Ima said something similar earlier, didn't he? We might just be decoys that allowed humanity to escape to the satellite. At the time, I was just letting my imagination take a depressing turn, but it's no longer a possibility we can deny in its entirety. That can't be.
Damn it.
Nope. Sorry. Overstepping. Now it was Gaku's turn to hit the table and stand, letting out a scream toward the skies. Hey! Say something to us! Anything! Can't you see us? We're fighting for you guys! Is anybody listening? We're in seriously bad shape here! Tell us! What are we supposed to do? But his voice just echoed hollowly through the cafeteria. Damn it all! What the hell is going on? The cafeteria was enveloped in silence after that. One person after another left, as if trying to escape the deafening quiet. Just like everybody else, I returned to my room without a word. After that, I stayed cooped up there for the rest of the day. Okay.
You never know when the... Well then.
Good night. Even after the nighttime announcement, I just kept turning the same things over in my head. I couldn't stop thinking about what we discussed this morning. You mean this noon. Anyway, are we really the hope of mankind? Is the enemy speaking the truth? Despite knowing I'd never get an answer, I just kept thinking about it. I was lost in a spiral, the same thoughts whirling around, round and round. And so ended the 88th day at Last Defense Academy. Alright, 89.
Get ready, prepare. Be
All
ready
right.
to give your...
Do we have more discussions or do we get free day? Guess I'd better go to the cafeteria. Although I'm sure it's going to be depressing again. Gaku's out here. Gaku was looking up at the artificial satellite from the roof, screaming and yelling at the top of his lungs. You guys are cowards! How dare you evacuate without us? At least give us a call or something! We're out here fighting for you guys! You're not even looking at us, are you? Hey! What do you have to say for yourselves? Okay. Understandable. There were fewer of us than usual gathered in the cafeteria.
Huh?
Is this everyone for today? Seems so. So rare for Mr. Outski to not show up, considering how much he loves being around us. I bet he's agonizing over it all by himself. He's like that. Yeah, the serious, pessimistic type. The total opposite of my outgoing party girl, the Holy Jumanji Sword. Right. I had no idea your sword was like that. But shouldn't we discuss this together? Not that a disgusting dung beetle like myself should worry about living on, but we have 5 more days, right? There's nothing to discuss. Surrendering would mean falling into their trap. Like I said, we can't fall for their lies. Well, I do agree, but I very much understand the distrust everyone is feeling for the people on the satellite. We didn't come here to fight voluntarily. Voluntarily, after all. It's absurd to force us to do any of this. And after hearing the people who made us do it already went and took shelter without us, it's disheartening. I want to run away from this too. But if we back down now, everything we've done up until now will have been for nothing. We can't let that happen. Everything we've done up until now would have been for nothing. I suppose for Nozomi, that includes everything her mom did too. Isn't it too late to reopen the debate about whether we should fight or not? Didn't we have a similar conversation when we first got here? That's right. This whole back and forth makes me feel like we've gone back to square one in the final hour. If only Surrey or Miss Shizuhara were here, they'd force us to power through, I'm sure. If Moko were here, I bet she'd get everyone fired up. Right. Things sure have felt gloomy ever since we had that conversation. Well, I guess that's only natural. After finishing our breakfast in near silence, we all went back to our rooms. Right. To fight or not to fight? It's exactly the same thing we were worried about in the beginning. Who would have guessed we'd be racking our brains over it again at the very end? The all-out attack the Supreme Commander has planned is certainly a threat, but if the people on the artificial satellite would at least talk to us, we'd be able to keep the faith and fight on through it. We'd be able to believe that a happy ending was waiting for us on day 100. Hey, Karawa, you're up there too, right? Can't you find a way to contact us? Right. Your extinguisher level has increased. Cool. Alright. Well, let's go to the garage first, because we got a decent amount of BP now. We got 7,000. Let's see. Let's go ahead and at least learn Unyielding Spirit on you. Oh, you know what? She has a skill that we can learn. Mow down enemies in range, pushes targets back 1 space. 2 attack, move 5. Okay. Sure. Alright, let's make sure everyone has their 3rd skill. Just for diversity of abilities. Okay. And then you're going to be a major attacker, so let's go ahead and upgrade that. And let's go ahead and upgrade that. Sure. That'll work. And then let's... Can't do any of that. Nozomi?
Huh?
Nozomi, what are you doing here? I was making some medicine. Yoshiko was walking while half asleep and fell down the stairs, so I wanted to make an ointment for her bruises. Wow. It's crazy that you can make medicine by yourself. Did you learn this from your mother? Not formally, but I naturally absorbed some of her techniques. I was always watching her do her research, after all. So Nozomi got her knowledge from medicine from her mom. Alright, after spending some time together, you understand Nozomi better now. Cool. What's our levels? Okay, so we should be focusing on science, linguistics, and gym. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll spend some time with Shoma. One turn. 2 turns. Oh. Fascinating. Oh, hey, Takumi. Shoma? Why do you look like that? Well, I was trying to do some strength training and suddenly my body got huge. I guess this is what they mean by pumping up, huh? This isn't just pumping up. Your whole bone structure changed. I'm sorry. I was already such an eyesore and now I'm an even bigger one. He's back to normal. What is going on with his body? That's a fair point. That is a valid concern. Okay, fascinating.
You never know. Well then.
Good night. That time again, huh? In the end, we didn't come to any conclusions today either. And as always, we didn't hear anything from the satellite. At this rate, please, someone tell me. If we keep protecting the school, everything will be fine, right? If it's not true that we're going to die in the end, is it? Somebody, anybody tell me. That's right, him. Fair. He said he wasn't an invader. So then, is he an ally? If he is, maybe he can tell us something. I wonder if he knows anything. It's possible. But I don't know how I can see him. Or even where to find him. If you're really on our side, then show yourself again and tell me. Tell me how we should get through our final days in this school. Of course, nobody answers my whining pleas. The night grew deeper and eventually I fell asleep. Alright. Well. It is day 90.
Up and Adam troops! Time to
no.
rise and shine!
But 3 of them are technically gone. Why is... Sorry, I'm just confused on the fact that Ima and Moko's clothes are a lot darker, a much darker red than I would expect for these. It's not really accurate to their normal clothes. Anyway.
Wowee! It's your 90th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
Yeah!
The time humanity has longed for is almost upon us. We're really in the home stretch now.
Rightio.
It's been a long and arduous road. But since you've made it this far, I just know you're gonna be fine.
Well, thank you, Dead Sir.
In 10 days, you'll have your happy ending. And all of you will become the heroes who saved humanity.
Okay.
Well then, everyone work hard together and keep those spirits up.
All right. We'll try. We're losing half of us, though. Forget victory. We're still wondering if we should even be fighting. Even keep fighting. I guess I'll go to the cafeteria. We need to have another discussion soon. Okay. Well, I think we're going to stop for now because I am getting tired. So I just need to rest. So, but that gives a good 10 days left for finishing up. So that is going to be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below and maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it. So, see ya!